Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is week 2 of the Long Voyage. And last week was meant to be session 0, but because we made such good time, we actually took session 0.5 at the same time. Anyway, this is week 2, and we are happily joined by everyone. And I think we're going to need a recap of last time. Not that much actually happened, and then again a whole lot happened, but we only played for about an hour and a half last time. But I think there is no point in breaking a good habit, so I think we should just let Sindri do the recapping. By the way, anyway, he is supposed to be the observant one in the group.
How did I know you were going to say that? Well, what did happen to us last time? Yes. Well, aside from getting all of the sort of some basics of the game and of the system out of the way, we, the players, and several other important NPCs are the crew of a long ship by the name of the Fagerfair, the Beautiful Journey, and we are the sworn. What was the term you used? Hersier?
No, you are the Hersier is a what's it called, a noble title basically.
Oh yes, of course, that's right. Yes,
yeah.
that's.
You,
No,
you are a crew or the
yes, but we are sworn to the service of a young fellow by the name of Orma, who is the sort of the
he's the captain.
He's the captain and is the heir to the lands that we all hail from. We were out sailing the ship as a means to sort of break Orma into sailing to prepare him for a later life. We were having a good time of it right up until we were heading back and saw that the fortress of Furborg, which is the sort of the major stronghold of the lands we come from, Svartefen, was on fire. And the reason it was on fire was because of a rival family, the Phalanx, who we had been hoping to engage in a political marriage between Orma and a Phalanx girl to put an end to the violence, was merely an excuse for the Phalanx to sneak in and enact a full-on George R. Martin massacre. Because, duplicitous people are all the rage and that kind of thing.
Yes.
We couldn't reach them due to foul magics on behalf of the Phalanx as well, although we rode to get to them. We watched all our loved ones get massacred and die in various horrible ways. Orma made a pretty speech. We all decided we liked his pretty speech and that we would follow him wherever he went because he wanted to go everywhere and do everything. Because when you're grieving, you tend to think like that. And then once the aftermath was over and the next day had dawned, we all decided to go up to what remained of the fortress to see if we could recover anything and see if we could do something about burying or at least giving our loved ones a proper, sort of a decent funeral before we headed off. Unfortunately, in between all of the mourning and the speeches and the looking for things, we were set upon by a small force of mercenaries or hirelings of the Phalanx who'd stay behind to look out for any survivors, and that small ship what they saw off in the distance, might come and try and see what happened because they're smart thinkers like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so yes, then we were left off last time. We were due to start our first ever round of GURPS combat.
Yes, that is in fact true. And seeing as none of you guys have done GURPS combat before, and admittedly it has been a few years since I did one last, I'm going to do a quick explanation of how combat works, and I'm also going to let it be known here that we are at least going to start this out being very light on the on all the different maneuvers and specific rules and so on, and we can always grow into it with time. But we're going to start out just using the basics, and the basics are simple in that you every round of combat lasts exactly 1 second. So, as you can kind of guess, combat is extremely fast-paced in this game. It also means that this idea of you having 6 attacks in a single round is not happening. You have 1 action every round. There are a couple of things you can do for free, talking being the most important one of them. But that said, you can only talk. You can only really speak 1 sentence in the course of a single round. That's the general consensus here. I'm not going to be unreasonable here, but in character wise, you can only say 1 sentence per round, because again, it lasts a second, so it's even a very, very sped up sentence. Your actions are basically, move or attack. You can also move and attack. In this game, charging someone doesn't make you better at hitting, it makes you worse at hitting, because you're flailing your weapon around as you're trying to get close to someone else. You can obviously maneuver to get a better position compared to someone else. You can take up a defense. You can feint to see if you can trick someone. You can aim if you're using a ranged weapon. And those are really the basics, of course. How you get through the round is fairly simple, really, in that it goes by what your movement is. How high is your base movement? So if you look at your character sheets,
I have a note for that, actually.
Yes, please do go on.
Because right where you're supposed to look, there's a picture of a clock. And if you mark your character token and click it, it should add your initiative to a turn order.
And the turn order is in there now.
So we click the clock and...
There you go. And see, several of you, as we can already tell, have identical what are they called? Initiatives. And... yeah. Sorry.
Sindri, I think you forgot to click your token first.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Where is this clock you speak of?
So in the general tab, there's attributes, and if you look down at speed, right next to it, there's a little clock.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, we just need Ylva to do the same thing. Thank you. There we go. And that means, as you can see, you have 3 of you who have the same 5.75 turn order, and 2 who are at 5.5. This is obviously pretty much always going to be the case until one of you raise, you can raise a stat that will, somehow improve your movement. Then that is resolved quite simply, either by me deciding who gets to move first. It can be because of extenuating circumstances. I can just cut in and say, nope, it's going to be in this order. Or we will roll a single d6 between the people who are tied. So in this case, if we say descending, like so, we're going to have Ylva, Sindri, and Bagi roll a d6, and then I'll arrange it according to that. Ylva is on 3. Sindri is on 5. And Bagi?
Oh, sorry. I was looking somewhere else entirely. 6.
Okay, so Bagi is moving. Is first, and then we have Sindri, and then Ylva, and then we need another d6 roll between Frodi and Gylfi. There we go. Okay, so as you can see now, the order is correct.
Question.
Yes.
Does this initiative count last throughout the combat, or do
Yes.
we?
It lasts the entire combat.
Okay, cool.
And now I could have some tokens for some bad guys to enter here and so on, but that's not going to be necessary because all of my bad guys are, you know, weak little shits on initiative 5.25. So you will be before all of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound very convinced.
I'm never convinced that we're not going to win. I'm never convinced that we're going to win something until we've won it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, the point here is, of course, that when you then decide to act, let's say, Baggy, you being the first person in line here, you're the first person who will have an action. Let's say that you decide to, I don't know, run and attack. As I said, that is an action you can take. Then you will have a modifier based on the fact that you are running and attacking. And you will simply roll your weapon, the skill level you have at your weapon. If your opponent is carrying a shield, he can try to block, he can try to parry if he's using a weapon. And that's, you have one block or parry or dodge per round. Unless you do an all-out defense. And if you hit him, then you roll damage. I subtract that damage from I subtract the armor he's wearing first from the damage, and then I subtract the damage from his health. And then it's the next person in line. That's all there really is to it.
Okay.
So, yes, I'm going to set the scene here and describe again what happened, because it might bear repeating since it's been a week. But you guys were basically standing around the embers, the smoldering embers of the great fortress that used to be Hürborgen, which is now, quite frankly, a pile or several piles of rubble and debris and burnt out buildings and corpses, lots and lots and lots and lots of corpses, and from one of the buildings that is still, it's not completely destroyed. It's got about half its roof still on it. It's a building that you all know used to be one of the stables. From there comes running a group of enemies. And they charge directly at you guys, swinging their weapons wildly, and they they're shouting at the top of their lungs, obviously, because they want they want all of you to die miserably and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Amateurs.
Well, even on first glance, you can all tell they are nowhere near as well equipped as you guys are. Nowhere near.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
And yes, Baggy, what do you want to do?
Well, let's try the charge thing, because Baggy sees these a-holes, and at the top of his lungs he just shouts, "Die!" and launches at them, because he's pissed off.
Oh, really? I had never guessed.
They just killed his family, so they need to die.
They need to. Hard. Yep. All right. That means that you can do a move maneuver, and that is, as you can see, you have a move there, which is 5.75. That's the number of meters you can move in a single round. Seeing, however, as these guys have been, well, let's just put it diplomatically and say stupid, in that they came running out of there, shouting at the top of their lungs, swinging their weapons around. By the time that you start your countercharge, they are just within reach, so you can actually get to them.
Cool. And so, do I just attack without penalty, or?
Nope. Then what happens is, because you do a move and attack, you get a -2 unless you're using. You have to look at your weapon on your character sheet. Does it say that your weapon has what's called a bulk rating?
Nope,
No.
not that I can tell.
No,
so
not all weapons do. Only the really large and cumbersome ones do.
yeah, this is a regular axe. so-
Exactly. So, but then because the point is, you get a -2 or the weapon's bulk rating, whichever is worse, as a penalty. So in this case, it's simply -2.
Okay, and that's to the skill.
That is to the skill roll. Yes.
Okay, so I'll just roll, and the skill is too low, so it's definitely a miss.
Yeah.
I swing madly.
Yeah, you swing madly, and
Yep.
but it does have the effect that one of these assholes, the one that you swing at, strangely enough, kind of decides that so you are my opponent, all right, haha, and he's going to stay there and fight you.
Fair enough.
Because he's being really accommodating like that. As I said, let's just keep it simple the first time. So
This is the rats in the cellar tutorial encounter. That's
exactly. This is the rats in the cellar tutorial. I like that.
That's the ugliest
Actually
rats I've ever
making-
seen.
Actually making a Baldur's Gate reference right there. That's
That's old school. That's really old school.
yeah.
And next we have Sindri.
Yes. I'm sorry. I just feel so wrong that you don't shout my name every time.
I don't. You're not going to get
That's
me to do that. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I appreciate that. I would like, if it's at all possible, to attempt to not shoot at them, to loose an arrow at them from my bow.
Yes, you can certainly do that.
Okay, so-
You don't have, well, you can aim, but then that's going to take up your round. But I'm guessing that you're simply going to put an arrow on the string, pull it, and release.
Yes, first shot is based on anger and instinct. The second round,
Yes.
assuming we still have enemies to fight by that point, I will aim that then.
Yeah, well, as I said, if you aim, you get a slightly higher what is it called? The accuracy bonus of your weapon is what you get as a bonus if you aim.
Right.
The ACC, but in this and it takes a whole round to aim. So yeah. Anyway,
Okay, so just click the little dice symbol here.
indeed.
See what happens. That's a fail.
That is unfortunately a fail. So you fire off an arrow, and it whistles past the head of a particularly seedy-looking individual who immediately realizes that, oh shit, this guy's shooting at me. I'm going to go for him.
Yes, in that case, it might be in my best interests to not aim next session and instead to get out my melee weapons.
Possibly, yes. And we have next up we have Ylva. What do you want to do?
Elva with a wolfish grin at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I think the poor Roll20 is confused. It's used to us wanting to roll high, you know.
Yeah, I know, but it's not something we can do anything about.
No.
We're just gonna have to get used to the fact that red is good and green isn't, except when it's damage.
It's
in which
weird. I'm like, oh my god, that's a... No, wait, he wants to roll under. Oh shit.
Case. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We need that session from back in Hereticus to happen here, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we do. All right. Go ahead. What do you want to do?
She weighs her two-handed warhammer in her hands, and then she goes for the nearest one.
All right. Sure. That's a move and attack as well. So you get
Yeah, but she's pissed enough to be a little impulsive.
Oh, absolutely. But your weapon, I believe, does have a bulk rating on it.
I don't know why you see that, though.
It should be on the weapon, but if it doesn't, then just allow me to look it up.
Not somewhere we've noted down, at least.
All right. Your weapon is a warhammer, right? Two-handed warhammer.
Two-handed warhammer.
If I remember correctly. All right.
Yes.
Just give me a sec. I am looking for... here we go. Finally, that's the equipment section. And no, not ultra tech armor. Go away.
Ooh, what's that?
We could
not
have.
something that happens in this world. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, that sort of shit. Okay, two-handed axe or mace. Your
It's a Warhammer, so it was mace, right?
yeah, it's. I think yours is what's known as a maul, isn't it? It's yeah, it is. And let me see. Nope, it is. I think quite okay because your strength is high enough. So yeah, you just get -2.
Yeah, I have swinging strength
Yes,
too.
you do exactly. So you have -2. Let's
Huh?
see. Yeah. See, yours. That's weird. It says you roll 12 versus.
Yeah. What?
This is 12.
Oh, right. It's fine. You roll 3D. You roll 13 against.
Oh, okay. It just looks weird.
Yeah, it does. It does. Just let me
We'll
check.
probably get used to it.
You definitely will. There's no question that you will. It's just, the first couple of times, as we've talked about, is a little...
4, 5, and 4. I wanted to roll low.
Yeah.
We are missing far too much to be of any use to Orma, really, at this point.
We're just being mad.
You're being mad, but then again, you are looking at, admittedly, one of the larger ones of them, one of the the big brutes in this enemy group.
That's typical Ilva going for that kind of guy.
And you just realize as you move up there and swing, and you only miss him by a hair's breadth after all. You can just see it on his face. This, oh shit, I am so dead.
Yeah, because her wolfish grin haven't left her face.
Plus, he is also perfectly aware that he's now face to face with a battle maiden, which is already an elite warrior, and he's and he's facing one who's wielding a weapon that can pulverize him. So he might be physically large, but he doesn't look like he's completely, he doesn't like the situation very much.
He's kind of like the toddler who picked up something, realized it was help, and went, oh shit.
That's true. He is. Well, next up is Frodi.
Woo! And I'm going to be slightly annoying and ask you to look at page 246 for me.
246.
Because I assume that friendly fire is definitely a thing with magic.
Oh, yes. Oh, goodness, yes. You're going for the fireball.
In that case,
one.
I might go for it if I can't aim it so as to not hit my teammates.
If it's a fireball you're talking about, it has... you can, because it's not an explosive fireball that you're using.
Ah.
That is so. It's a single target missile.
Oh, cool. In that case, I think. Do I want to charge it, or do I want to?
Well, the way that it works is you have a level of magery. You can use any amount, as it says, the cost is any amount up to your magery level per second for 3 seconds. So every round that you charge it, you will do an additional 1d6 damage.
Yes. And how many opponents do we have left? Just to get a better picture of this scenario. So Ilva engaged a big guy.
Yes,
Baggy engaged
is
someone else.
And Sindri is being engaged by one. And well, I'll say it this way: there are 5 of you and 6 of them that go for you guys. There are, you have other crewmates who are already involving themselves, but 6 of them are heading in you guys' general directions.
In
That means 3 for Ilva, and then you can fight over the rest.
In that case, I think Frodi raises his shield, just in case. And since he hasn't had the time to draw his weapon with the other hand, he starts shaping fire with it. I'm
Yeah.
going to charge and then fire it next round.
All right, so you're charging it behind your shield, so they don't really get to notice what is going on, I guess.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Okay.
And how?
being
What's the
sneaky.
cost thing?
It costs you. That's the thing. It costs you. What is it called? Fatigue. Costs you FP to charge a spell.
Let's see if I can find out where my FP is. So my max FP is 13 currently.
Yes.
In that case, I might just write fatigue points in the blue thing because
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's-
use it as mana.
You know
anyway.
what? You know what? That is an excellent idea. We should have all of you guys should basically have your fatigue, because fatigue is used for other stuff except for magic as well. So it's actually a really good idea if we can, get your fatigue points in there for everyone, so you can see that. That would be a smart move.
Yosh, and I will subtract 1 then per round that I charge it.
Yes, because you have one majory, right? Yes. Good. No
Where
problem.
do you find that?
Your fatigue points are next to your strength, dex, IQ, and
Yeah, it's called FP. It's underneath your HP, your hit points.
Oh.
There are 2 numbers in that row. There's value and points.
points. That's how many points you've invested in it.
Yes,
Okay,
it's value.
Cool, sweet.
Okay. It's used for any exertion that you have to do. So
Yay.
there's no
What's
question
ER?
Frodi is going to ER. Let's take a look. There's that's
HP,
energy,
FP,
energy
ER.
reserve.
Oh, okay.
And it can, as it says, it's used for some magic systems. It's not the system we use here. So
Okay.
Okay, cool.
because here it's simply drawing on your physical strength, and if he goes low enough on fatigue that he is in danger of keeling over, he can start drawing them from his hit points instead. But if he does that, he can actually put himself into his spells like that. But that's why magic is so bleeding dangerous, because when you do that, it will eventually wear you down and cause you to suffer serious health problems over time. Not necessarily the very first time you do it, but over time you will suffer seriously because of that. Mental health issues, physical health issues, both.
Cool.
Kind of like that idea that it's something for something. You want magic? Well, your health can suffer for it.
Exactly, and Southlanders have a nasty habit of, well, if you'll pardon the pun, burning themselves out at a young age. So
That was my turn, I guess.
that was your turn. Then Gylfi, what do you want to do?
Gulfy would be scared shitless.
Yeah, well,
Fine.
yes. There is a guy
Uh,
coming for you.
You can always dive behind Ilva.
He'll probably be like too panicky to like think. Since he had the bow in his hand, and it's like just draws and like he doesn't even aim, just draws and shoots.
Okay, go ahead, roll.
Like
So it's just a flat
Yes.
kill bow.
Exactly. Yay! You hit him. First blood to the coward.
You abject bastard.
All right.
Okay, I'm
Alex
done.
draws the fucking arrow and then hits him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nicely
well
done.
done. Very well.
Proud of you, Gylfi.
Yes, indeed. That's good. That's actually quite
Okay,
good.
so
And
so- is the damage the next die to the skill?
the damage. Let me just see.
Yes, it should be.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
And there's how it compensates for it.
Yes.
oh.
Oh,
It says rolling 1d
Yeah.
equals 1,
well,
not
yeah.
1d6.
I made the same mistake.
Yeah, you hit
it's
him.
1d6.
The thing is, you hit him center mass unless you actually aim for something. You are automatically assumed to be shooting at someone's chest unless you tell me something else.
Yeah.
And I'll warn you right now that people do use cold shots. So yeah. But you hit him in the chest, and
Okay,
the
so-
arrow. He is the arrow sticks in his armor. He's not wearing anything particularly fantastic. In
I
fact,
think I have to reroll because that was just
1d equals
instead of
1.
1d6.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Roll again.
That's better.
Whoa!
Much better. There you go.
Yeah, okay. You see, because this, and for the listening audience, ladies and gentlemen of the listening audience, this is a service announcement. In this game, there are several kinds of damage. What a bow is doing is impaling damage. Duh. Not too much of a surprise there. But impaling damage is nasty in this system, in that anything that goes through the armor of the opponent is then multiplied by 0.5. So in this case, Gylfi does 6 points of damage to this enemy. He hits him in the chest. His enemy is wearing a leather armor, which means he's wearing 2 points of armor on his chest. 4 points go through. 6 minus 2, it's 4. And then you add 50% on top of that, so he actually does 6 points of damage to this enemy.
Cool.
That is a very solid hit. He takes this shot straight in the chest. It sticks well, quite frankly, the arrow very nearly goes through him with that much damage, and there is a. Let me just have a. Yeah. All right. There we go. I am. He is still coming towards you, but there is no question that you can see the look on his face change from to oh fuck.
Yes. His scream became somewhat more urgent.
Yes, that's a very good way of putting it. All right. There are enough enemies to go around. One of you guys gets gets happily treated to 2 of them, or to 2.
Me.
Yes, I was about to say they aren't dumb, so they do realize they are facing a battle maiden. So 2 of them gang up on Ylva.
Woohoo!
I mean, they're pretty dumb in the first place for attacking a battle maiden anyway, so...
Well, yeah, but if they have to, then at least that's the way to go about it.
Why would
They were strategically sound in one place. They
Yes.
thought, let's get her down first, and then they realized we're not equipped.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But that means that they roll each of them, and I'll just start from the top. So we'll do it in turn order here as well. Baggy, there's a guy coming towards you.
Yep.
You hack at him and miss. He then tries to return the favor. He hits.
Okay.
He hits and does, wow, 7 points of damage, but it's in the chest. It's a slashing weapon. It's a sword. So you
two.
subtract 5.
And I have no way of dodging or
Yes.
avoiding the attack.
Yes, you can definitely. You have 1 free dodge or parry or block per round.
Okay. Block.
All right. So you try to bring your what's it called?
shield.
Your shield up.
Yes,
Your
and
shield, as you've just gotten told, has a DB of 2, which is a defense bonus. So your shield skill is divided by 2, and then you add the defense bonus.
Okay. And so it's now that I realize I don't have a shield skill, so that's kind of stupid.
Well, in
You
that
can
case,
add
you can you can add it with XP after this. You can also dodge,
Yeah, I'll-
or parry with your weapon. That's
I thought you made us get shield as standard.
No, I don't think so.
I think she recommended it.
yeah, I
That's the thing.
recommended it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, 2 points of damage.
Yep.
And Then let's go for the next one. Sindri, there's a guy coming towards you at an alarming rate, but he can't actually quite reach you this round. He will reach you next round. So you get one more shot at him before he's close. Bear in mind that getting a new weapon out takes a round. It's an action.
Right. Well, considering that he...
No,
well, I don't...
It's not... I'm just letting you know because it's not your turn yet. I'm just letting you know this,
No, obviously, but I'm just thinking it would make sense to draw a new weapon anyway on the basis that even if I were successfully to hit him with my bow and arrows, next turn he'd then get within range and I wouldn't have melee weapons equipped. So.
Yes, indeed. And then we have the two guys trying to hit Ylva, and we shall just roll two of them. One hits, and I'll just roll both of them at the same time, see. Wow, that's a critical failure. Nice, we get to see that as well. There is such a thing in this system as critical hits and critical misses, and yeah, that is a critical miss.
It's the critical failure of the beast.
Yeah, we will start by rolling the damage for the one that actually does hit you, and...
Holy crap, that's very, 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 very unlucky.
Yes, it's extremely unlucky, but it's very good for a first combat because it means I get to explain it. He does 3 points of damage, and it's with a piercing weapon. He's using a he's using a spear, but your armor on your chest is the same as what everybody else has. So yeah, meh. Doesn't do any damage.
She originally wanted to parry, but the other guy is making a fuss out of it.
Yeah, he really is making a fuss out of it. This is the big guy, the one who misses horribly. Is the big guy who who realized that, oh bollocks, I'm in so much trouble.
Oh, he got flustered.
And because he realized how much of a flummox he really is here and how much trouble he is in, he tries to step backwards, just to get out of the way of the massive hammer swing that's coming at him.
Oh, yeah, step away so I have an easier time hitting you, mister.
Well, the problem with that for him is that he does step backwards. Unfortunately, he also plants his foot in a pool or puddle of something. You realize it has, as he falls over, as he slips in it, because that's what he does, he falls flat on his back. So what happens is that he is, you see the from the puddle, what flies into the air, it's blood. He's literally slipped in a pool of blood that's still lying on the ground.
What an idiot.
And he's now flat on his back, and while that doesn't make him defenseless, it makes him a lot easier to hit.
If you had no honor.
Yeah, true. They don't, though. But yes, it's true. That doesn't
mean Elva is going to sink to their level.
I appreciate that. I like that. But anyway, that it's in any case, it will take him time to get back to his feet.
She has time to wait.
Yeah, the other guy probably doesn't.
No, but you can play with him meanwhile.
Frodi and Gylfi, you guys both have an incoming enemy, but neither of them can reach you this round.
Oh, I love that laugh.
Yes. They will, in both cases, they will reach you when it's their turn next time. So we have a new round. Baggy again.
Yep. I'll make he'll take a swing at the bastard. So
yes.
It's equal to.
Yeah. It's a hit.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Oh! Holy shit! Yeah. Can you feel that? And remember to let me know if you're trying to hit something that is not the body. You will get a modifier to it, a negative modifier. It's harder to hit something else, but maybe less armor or whatever. But yes, in this case, you plant your axe rather firmly in the man's shoulder. It does not look like he does not look like he likes it at all.
Good.
That's 2 really, really good attacks you've actually landed so far, guys. And then it is, in fact, Sindri.
Yes, who's going to use this turn to swap his somewhat useless bow for his mighty shield and his hefty mace.
Yes, that is fine. It's and again, every round is 1 second, but it's still a fantasy game. So yes, you can actually put your bow over your shoulder and pull a hand weapon and a shield within the space of 1 second.
Of course.
And yes, that's okay. Ylva,
Yep.
We have one who is trying to get back up, so we will introduce the Warhammer to the guy who hit her.
Right.
If I
That's
did
it.
anything.
No.
No, I roll the same.
You roll the
What
same.
the hell?
This is annoying. Well, this is what you get XP for, guys. You can buy up your skills. Anyway, we'll get to that.
It's the exact same numbers, too.
Yeah, I know. The guy in question is suitably chastened though. This thing is massive and it's literally passing so close by his nose that he can feel the air pressure. Frothy, your turn.
Yes, I would like to fire my fireball at the guy charging against me.
Yes.
So would that mean that it's 2d6
It's
if I hit?
2d6, indeed.
I need to hit right.
Yes.
In that case, Frodi says, "You," and then hurls the fireball at him.
Yes. Remember to subtract another point of what's it called?
Fatigue.
Fatigue.
Nope.
I rolled twice for some reason. I'm guessing we just take the first
I
one.
would just take the first one, yeah.
And then I rolled 2d6 for damage.
Yes, you do. Unfortunately, yeah, the first one, is 8 versus... Yep, no problem. And then you roll 2d6 for damage. 8 points. Ow,
8 fire
ow,
damage.
ow, 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 ow.
We
Okay.
no longer have any eyebrows.
No, because here's the thing. Magic is, strangely enough, not terribly affected by most armors.
Or beard.
Yeah, or hair, exactly. That is, well, obviously what happens is that Frothy comes out from behind his shield, which he has been hiding behind, quite frankly, and he pulls the shield aside, out comes his hand, and this mass of flames just leaves his outstretched hand. It strikes his enemy straight in the chest, and the man screams at the top of his lungs. That is, he takes so much damage from this that he actually goes into he starts taking wound penalties from it. When you have less than 1/3 of your hit points remaining, you are reeling from your wound, which means that he halves his base speed and move, and it also reduces his dodge.
I think at that, Frodi bellows, "You're all going to burn!" Because, revenge.
Yeah, because pissed off. And Gulfi, what do you want to do?
Gilfy wants to stumble backwards, like, he's still coming.
Yes.
It's like, have another one!
Okay, so you are moving backwards and shooting. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have a -2 on your shoots thing, but here we go. Let's see. You might. Could be pretty cool if he does the same amount of damage again and actually puts the guy down.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be something?
That's a special attack. Coward's shot.
He hits.
Look at that.
He hits.
I hit. Not -2.
And you roll damage.
Okay. 2.
Okay, 2. That's impaling. So unfortunately, that does not go through. But he's got another arrow in his armor, though.
That's because Gilfy has seen a porcupine and he's trying to turn this guy into one.
Yes, clearly, and it also means, of course, that he's It does give you a little bit more time because you can't move at full speed when you move backwards, but you do manage to keep him far enough away that he can't reach you this round. He will reach you next round, even if you continue to walk backwards. So then it's their turn. We will start with the ones attacking Ylva, or rather the one who is, because one of them is now spending this turn getting back to his feet.
Yeah.
But
Ylva's nice like that.
yep, Ylva is nice like that. The other one does hit you. And
Cool.
he does...
See, that's how you're going to roll your fecking dice. Like that. Not like the one you already did.
Guy got this much. He rolls 5 points of damage. It's a stab, so it's 2 points that go through, which means you take...
Yeah,
It's impaling.
But how
so
does
it's,
the parry thing work on this?
it works in that you should have a parry stat somewhere.
Yeah, I have a parry two-handed mace.
Yes.
Is it that?
That is the one that you would use if you want to do that. You can also dodge depending on which
Yeah,
one's the
she's
highest.
horrible at that.
All right, fine. We'll do that one instead then.
No,
Nope,
but I
nope.
can keep rolling 13.
It's incredible, but it means you take 3 points of damage because 2 points go through, then multiplied by 1.5. 1.5.
At least we've upgraded to a 3 and 2 5s instead of 2 4s and a
Yes.
5.
Yes. And then next is... actually, I should just have gone from the top like last time, but no, okay, now
Yeah.
we've dealt with Ylva. So, Baggy, we'll see if this guy can hit you again.
Sure.
My god, I'm rolling really well today.
I'll keep dodging, hopefully.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, okay. He's using a slashing weapon. He does a mighty 3 points of damage to your chest. Way. So basically, you see his sword comes down and is basically just deflected by your armor. Because guess what? In this game, armor actually does that.
I think Baggy glowers at him and says, "Is that the best you can do?"
Yeah, he's not looking completely certain about the situation anymore, and you'll find out why in a moment.
Wah, 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 wah.
Sindri, he is coming directly at you and tries to hit you,
Blah.
but he is, of course, doing a run and attack, so he's got a penalty.
Okay, if he does...
He misses. He
God.
misses. So, there you go. But you are now engaged in melee as well.
Yes.
We have...
Ew!
that sounds penile tea.
No, well, penal. Tea in prison. That just sounds horrible.
Okay, we've already handled Ylva's attackers. Frothy, yeah, you know what? Because he's now got his move halved because of what you just did to him, he doesn't actually reach you this round. You will have time to actually draw your weapon before he gets close. He is staggering from the impact of that, and his well, as you mentioned yourselves, his facial hair is basically burned off. He looks horrible. He is badly burned.
I don't feel sorry for him. Well, I do. Rodi doesn't.
And
I don't. Ylva doesn't.
And then there's the one going for Gylfi, who does not reach him this round, but will, as I said, you will be reached next round if you keep walking backwards. So, new round, Baggy.
Let's see if we can kill this bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Swings with his axe.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
Oh, that's a hit. Cool.
That is a hit.
And 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage, and it's
Yep.
to the chest. So yeah, I am just going to. Let me just see here. And there we go. Yes. And he had already taken some damage, hadn't he? No.
He'd taken
Had he?
8, minus his armor, of course.
That's true. Yes, he had. That's good. Okay, not a problem. He has taken another 2 points of damage from this because he's got 2 points of armor on his chest. They're wearing leather. These guys instead of chain. They're nowhere near as well equipped as you guys are.
And what about their skulls?
They are wearing leather skull caps.
Okay, cool.
It's almost as if the Phalans wanted them to be slaughtered.
Or didn't have the money to armor up all the mercenaries they got.
Probably more like it, and also the armor that you guys start with is really good, but you're also in a position where you can't really afford to lose people. So that was Spaggy. Sindri, what do you want to do?
I'd like to swing my mace at him with the intent of trying to crush some part of him.
Yes, not necessarily any specific part.
No, because if I do that, I'll have to ramp up the difficulty, which is bad enough as it is.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see, mace. Which of these two dice do I roll?
The one furthest to the right,
Okay, let's see if this works.
and the other one is damage.
Yes,
Ooh.
that is a hit. Well, fair enough. You impact, but you don't actually do any damage.
Oh, God, we're gonna be wailing on each other all night.
I do like that it says crushing after a paltry 2 points of damage.
Yes.
I crush you. Kind of like a mosquito bumping into you.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And Ylva, what do you? Shall we see if you can continue the 13 trend?
Shut up.
Okay, I will.
I'm actually going to try to hit them this time.
Yes.
Could be because he's just, playing with the food kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Let us see all the massive amounts of ouch that she can dish out. There you go.
Yeah. It's impaling.
It is indeed. It is impaling.
It's impaling.
So, I'm going to narrate here, ladies and gentlemen.
He jumped back while the other one is trying to get up, and then the little one loses something.
Yeah. Here's what happens. She is wielding a two-handed warhammer, right? A warhammer has a flat surface with which to pummel people. It also has a spike. She's using the spike. This means that what happens is that the guy with the spear stabs at her, and as we saw last time around, doesn't really have much success with it. He does hit her and he does do a little bit of damage, but it's not terribly impressive. However, it is enough that he draws blood, and he has this for you just see it, all of you just see it for a second. He's got this, oh, this woman isn't so tough look on his face.
And then she smiles.
And then Ylva smiles and brings the hammer in an overhead two-handed blow, brings it down on top of his it doesn't hit his skull because he's bent forwards. So what happens is it hits his neck right where it becomes his back. It goes in. He's got 2 points of armor on that, as you know. It's still in his body. He's got 2 points of armor. So it's 14 points. It's impaling, so you times 1.5. So he takes 21 points of damage. And she basically, with this spike, she severs his spine, and as she pulls it back, she yanks his head clean off. There is a spray of blood everywhere.
Then she draws the hammer back in both hands, looks at the big guy. Oh, you got back up.
The big guy's got yeah, okay, I'll get to that in a moment. Because he's just suddenly realizing, yeah, I really am dead. Frothy, what do you want to do?
I want to draw my sword and advance menacingly.
Yeah, well, he's close enough that if you walk up to him, you can hit him.
But I haven't drawn my weapon yet.
No, so okay, fair enough.
I mean, I could shield bash him in the face if I wanted to.
You could, but you can also then you won't be drawing your weapon. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you draw your weapon and move up to him.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Gulfi, what do you want to do?
I'm considering if I want to draw my shield and spear or just try to shoot this guy again. Can I draw the shield and spear at the same time? Or?
Yes. Yes.
You live only a couple of times. Okay, he's panicking. He's not thinking.
No.
He's just shooting again. Like
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, you hit him. Do some damage.
Come on, death. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, so here's what happens. Gulfi is clearly, he's clearly afraid. You can all see that he's frightened. Most of you also know that this is his first actual battle. He's never been in a real fight before. Certainly not one for his life. And as he takes another step backwards, he draws back his bow. And the next arrow he fires off, it goes directly, you see how it hits the man's sternum and just sinks in until you all see how it punches out the back of his, out of his back. And the man just stops dead in his tracks with a jerking motion and coughs and just blood comes out. And he stands there for, well, a second maybe, and then he just falls face first onto the ground. Congratulations, Gulfi. You've killed your first man.
Time to puke pathetically.
Gilfy's hyperventilating.
Yes.
I'm just well done. I mean,
It's nice
I think-
shooting.
has I feel like Gilfy and Sindri have somehow swapped talents for the night.
Okay.
Your aim is not fear powered.
No,
it's
that's
not.
it. Well, this guy is certainly...
Don't underestimate the sheer power of panic.
No. Well, we shall see what happens with Baggy. And Baggy's opponent is now also at 1/3 or less hit points, and consequently he is also affected. It doesn't affect his to hit, but it does affect all his defenses and his movement speed and so on.
Cool.
Basically, the point being that he's looking very much worse for wear.
Yep.
And he does hit.
I think Baggy parries with it, or
Yes.
tries to at least
Yes.
parries with his axe.
Yes.
And
Go ahead. Ah, close. All right, let's see. And damage. Nope, not enough. Ineffectually swiping at your chest again. You can definitely feel that he's weakening. He is clearly badly wounded. So yeah.
Yep.
And next one is the one that Sindri is exchanging something along the lines of blows with. And he misses. Swings. He's using an axe, and he swings it and misses pathetically.
Come and die.
And out the corner of your eyes, by the way, you can all see, other people are fighting as well. The rest of the group are all fighting as well. Ylva, you see the big guy that you are standing in front of. He did fall over, but he fell on his back, so that doesn't actually explain the wet spot on the front of his trousers. But he's also perfectly aware that he's not going to be able to get away, so he does try to hit you. He does hit, and that is a critical hit.
You've had both ends of the spectrum now.
Yes, I have.
And
6,
specifically
3,
with Ilva.
6, 1, 2, 1.
Yes, and let us just see here for a second. I just need to check something in a hurry because I think
Well, it goes without saying that I'm gonna try to parry it.
Well, yeah, you might as well try and do that right away.
Nice.
Okay. Cool. You parry. Then never mind, because otherwise I would have needed to just see. I'm. There we go. Critical hit is on page so and so. Yes, here you go. Basically, what happens is if you do critical hits, you roll you roll 3d6 on a table. There's a critical hit table that you use.
Cool.
But it's not relevant because you actually did manage to parry. So the rest of you guys, by the way, out of the corners of your eyes, if nothing else, you can really see how Ilva is just handling herself like a champ over there. Christ.
At the same time, that Mook just proved the point that fear-based powers are clearly stronger than rage-based powers.
Yes. Yes,
If I don't kill her, I'm gonna die.
And it's a really good blow, and you just still turn it aside. Because, you
Well,
know...
she realized that would hurt if it actually hit.
Yeah, well,
Better
he brings his axe down towards towards an overhead blow down towards your shoulder, and you just bring up the warhammer and with both hands, using it almost as a staff, turning it aside. And then it is the guy attacking Frothy. He is still able to attack, obviously, and you're now up to where he is, so he's trying. And he hits.
I would like to try and block it, because
Good idea.
that's why I brought my shield.
Yes, let's see if you can. No. All right. He is.
I need to get better at blocking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. He hits you in the chest with his axe for 2 points of damage. So again, you have very good armor. It just splashes off you more or less.
Good.
And next we have, we don't have the guy standing in front of Gylfi because guess what? He's very dead. New round.
Proud of you, Gylfi.
Baggy.
Without looking at her, Baggy says, "Stop playing with your food, Ylva." And then I think he'll try to decapitate the motherfucker.
Okay, so
So
you try
how
to...
does one do that?
Okay, you are aiming for his head. Excellent. Let's just see. Obviously, I just need to be completely on the safe side here because there is a hit location thing. But
Yes, it's in the character sheet, so if you want me to read from it.
actually, let's just have a look there then. Yes, please.
So, skull, face, eyes, neck. I'm guessing neck.
Yeah, neck.
Minus
-5.
5 penalty. ER 0.
Okay. So I'll just roll, and the skill is 7 and not 12.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's a miss.
It's a miss, but it's
Still
definitely-
worth a shot.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth trying. Also, because if you had done that, that would have been a really cool thing at the same
Yep.
time. And Sindri?
Well, I'd like to just also point out the time, but yes.
Yes, we did start a little later because of the whole, but yeah,
That's fine.
Let's finish this round and then
Same as before.
You guys' round, and then I can handle my mooks after the break.
Okay, same as before.
Yep.
Mace and what's it? Spray him in the face with mace. Ah, you bastard!
That is well, let's just see. 17 is
6, 5, 6.
Yep. 17
Critical.
is your skill is not above 15, so that is a critical failure.
Christ.
Ow.
That means you do actually you swing at him, and it's a wild swing.
Yep.
The mace slips out of your hand, and you've disarmed yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Brain. Give me my character back.
This brain you stuck. He keeps stacking about.
I have no idea. Ylva, would you do the honors?
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Yes.
Yes.
I was
Good
just like,
character.
that's funny. Who's Silva? Oh fuck, that's me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, she'll just respond. Why? Do you need help? And swing at the guy she is fighting against.
Yeah.
Oh.
You miss.
Well, she is having a conversation with Baggy.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You miss him. Frothy, what do you want to hit him with your weapon?
Yes, specifically, I also want to do the hit location thing, so I want to stab him in the face.
Okay. That's -5.
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm rolling below 8.
Wow.
Or is it yes, it's below 8.
Yes.
Yes.
Haha!
Oh my god.
You
Nice.
go.
That's a
Nice.
critical hit too.
That is awesome.
Is that a crit?
There's 2 ones and a 3.
2 1s and a 3, yeah.
Yeah. And let me see. A 3 and a 4 is always a critical hit. A 5 is a critical hit if your skill is 15 or above.
It's not. It is 13.
So,
I
unfortunately,
guess it's just normal damage.
Yes.
But it's impaling.
it is impaling, and he does not have anything covering his actual face. So he's got no armor. And
I roll
that's-
6.
And you roll a 6 with impaling.
9.
Oh man. That's 9 points of damage. Yeah, okay. What happens is gruesome, but very efficient. You move up towards him. His weapon, he swings towards you to defend himself because he's, as I already said, he's already very badly wounded. So he tries to fend you off. You just swat his weapon aside with your shield. And at face height, out comes your blade, and you stab, and you continue to stab until your face hits his eyes, or until your hand hits his eye socket.
No.
So your sword goes all the way through his skull. You're never gonna make a drinking cup out of that. I'm sorry, it's just never gonna happen.
Maybe a funnel.
Yes.
But I do order him to die through gritted teeth.
Yes, he very, very obligingly does what you say.
Because he's a good boy.
He's definitely a good. My God, that was gruesome. Yes, this is. I like this game world, by the way, because I can narrate it as bloodily as I want to, and it won't be too much.
I feel like I'm in my stabbing of the face. I feel like I'm keeping with the established lore you've done from what we've read so far.
Yeah, definitely, and that very clearly. There's blood and brains all over you and all over the nearest couple of square feet.
Sorry, brain.
There's brain everywhere. I'm sorry, brain.
That's actually legit funny. I'm just gonna remember that one because that was actually funny.
Yes, it was.
And Gulfi, what do you want to do? You have already killed your immediate opponent after all.
Can I aim and shoot the same turn, or do I have
No,
to
you can.
take
Yeah,
the turn on me?
aim takes a turn.
Mm-hmm. He will be like, first of all, he just like looks around, like after hyperventilating for a second. He sees that Sindri dropped his weapon. So he's like,
Right, yeah.
he's like, Sindri, there we go, and he tries to shoot the guy
Yes.
next to Sindri,
That's very considerate of you, thank you.
and hopefully don't hit Sindri.
Well, only
That would be sad.
yes.
I mean, that would take a pretty critical failure, but
if you roll a critical failure, then you would, but otherwise no.
No. But he
Good.
does hit it.
He does. He hits the guy. Okay, go ahead. Do some damage.
No.
Well, fair enough.
dear.
Well, it does have the effect that he suddenly realizes he's under attack because there is an arrow that just it doesn't actually stick in his armor. It clanks off on his on one of his shoulder pauldrons. It and flies wide. The point is he's he's now clearly aware that he's under attack from two sides.
Yeah, if she looks at Gelfie, the Gelfie's eyes go wide, like,
yes,
I made all the wrong choices.
yes. And then that's the end of this round. And yeah, as I said, it's not the end of the round, it's the end of you guys. Now it's my turn, but we'll do that when we get back after the break. So, everyone, don't go anywhere. We will be right back with more of The Long Voyage.